So after that 2-0 win by Chelsea against Tottenham, doing the double over them this year, and I think Tottenham still haven't won at Stamford Bridge in a very, very long time. They got beaten 2-0. Some will say unconvincingly. We'll get to the nitty-gritty in a moment here, but, 2 losses for Spurs in the space of a week, losing 3-2 at home to Arsenal, and then 2-0 away to Chelsea. And, of course, they lost to Newcastle 4-0 the week before that. They got absolutely minced, and it's not been great for them. 3 losses in the last 3 games, and they've only scored 2 goals, and they've conceded, what is this? 9 goals. That's mad. Conceded 9, scored 2. That's Tottenham Hotspur at the moment. Best defenders, best goalkeeper, etc., etc., yeah? That loss against Chelsea means we finish in the Champions League places, which means, yay, we get top 4 football once again. Now, I want to divert your attention to this tweet here from user Biggie Smalls, or Biggie's Malls 2.0 on Twitter. Quote tweeting Liverpool FC on Twitter saying, "We have secured qualification for the Champions League in 2024-2025. Now, that is what all good and well. Says, if you told me at the start of the season that we'd win a trophy and qualify for the Champions League, I would have taken it. If you then showed me our injury list and said we'd qualify for Champions League with 3 games to spare, I wouldn't believe you. Yes, the season has fizzled out, but perceptions." And just to finalize it here with the meme, of course, everyone knows that meme from was a Good Morning Britain, whatever it is. Whatever the TV show is. It says, obviously Klopp leaving makes everything more disappointing, like a missed opportunity, if that's the way you think about things. But if we'd had this sticky patch earlier in the season, dropped out of top 4 and then rallied to be in the exact same position we are now, we'd all feel better about things. If my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a bike. Is what that is there. Someone else says, yeah, wouldn't first is first, second is nowhere. Start of the season, we didn't know Klopp was leaving. Every season's the same thing. Looked at media predictions. No one had us finishing anywhere in the top 4. Ifs, buts, and maybes. Yes, circumstances aside, we could have challenged for first place. We could have challenged for the league. We did all the way up until, game week 33, 34, whatever it was. And that's when it really went tits up. But there you go. That's that little bit there. So, yeah, is what it is. Now, Spurs against Chelsea, they started with a strong 11. Maddison, probably the only player in the starting 11 you probably would have thought maybe would have come in. Kulusevski would have been on the right, would have taken Johnson's spot, and then Maddison would have taken Kulusevski's place in the middle behind Richarlison. Had a strong 11. 62% possession, something that Deji would be proud of. He'd probably even say that's, they dominated and, won the game on possession, if you will. And big ups to Deji. I don't know if football people are real anymore. I'm not sure if they're caricatures, if they're characters, or if they're real life, or if they've molded, or if their caricature has taken over their real life. I have no idea. Everything people say in football YouTube, I just take at face value now. Whatever I see, that's what I believe, because I just don't even know anymore. It's easy to just accept things as they are instead of trying to, rationalize and come to terms with things, yeah? But in any case, 62% possession in that game where they still lost 2-0. Chelsea did a double over Spurs. They beat them 4-1 away at White Hart Lane, or Tottenham Stadium, whatever it's called. And of course, 2-0 at home at the Bridge. Now, if we cross over to Deji one more time, everyone loves Deji, of course. And he was on Never a Foul, Deji and George, and young Dan in the corner there in his school uniform. I actually didn't know how young he was. I thought he was like an adult, but like young looking adult. Nah, man, kid's still in school. So I kind of feel bad for putting him on blast in that last video about the copium. But hey, man, if you say silly things, you're going to get, you're going to cop it in retort. I mean, the age is not a factor when it comes to footballing terms. The least you can say he's young, he's naive, he doesn't understand, but he gonna learn today. And anyways, let's hear what Deji had to say regarding this result here. Let's hear a little bit of copium one more time.
Fans, that game was rubbish. It was rubbish for us, and it was rubbish for you. You managed to get the result today.
I don't care.
And can I just
clean sheet and a 2-0 win against Spurs?
Let me tell you why I am content with today's result. I'll tell you why. I am convinced that had Spurs slapped you man up, Pochettino would have lost his job. I think that would have been a step too far for Chelsea fans this season.
After everything that Chelsea have gone through, you would have thought he would have lost his job after the Carabao Cup final, losing to Liverpool's reserves in extra time. You would have thought that would have been it, or not beating City in an FA Cup semi-final. That should have been theirs for the taking. And if Jackson was able to score some goals and not be a bozo in front of goal, they probably would have had, better. Obviously, they would have had a lead and probably would have taken that out, but they didn't. But this is the game that was going to end, Pochettino at Chelsea if he didn't beat Spurs. I don't know, man. That's a bit of a stretch for me.
I am happy that today's result keeps Pochettino in that job for another season. Let me tell you why. Agent Poch is doing a fantastic job dismantling your club from the inside out. So keep shaking your bum like you man have turned the corner. You are going to have an even worse season next season, and I will be there to be laughing. As for us Spurs fans,
wow,
I did like Postecoglou, but I am concerned because the way these men have checked out building, it is worrying.
I'm not going to say.
I would rather Pochettino be at Chelsea than not, because as long as he's there, you man ain't gonna do nothing. And guess what? That fills me with joy. That makes me laugh.
That is some small club mentality, man. I don't know if that's jokes or banter, but again, if I hear this on face value, I'm gone on the assumption that this man is serious. Deji is legitimately serious. This Dusty shaking his bum violently, dustier than Tutankhamun's coffin. I hope you liked the thumbnail, by the way. Thumbnail was clever. If you can pick it, let me know in the comments down below. Yeah, he'd rather Pochettino be at Chelsea to see them go down the shitter than have a better outcome for his own team. That's mad. That's what we call that small club mentality. I'd rather my rivals be miserable and in a shit position than me succeeding. I don't know how that works out, right? But in any case, that's Deji for you. We play for the first time in over a week after that arse game against West Ham, where we were down a goal, we made it 1-1, equalised 2-1 somehow, smacked the crossbar, had opportunities to score some goals, didn't, ended up conceding late in the second half, and, it wasn't great, but we're playing at Anfield now against the Spurs team that, yes, it wasn't their fault, but they did us dirty when we played them at White Hart Lane in September. Absolute robbery from referees. We had Simon Hooper that day, and we've got Paul Tierney in for this game, and if you know, then you know. Paul Tierney and Klopp do not get along very well. Probably hates him more so than every other referee that he's had due to the history that they've got. But in any case, yeah, it's not going to be one of those games where you're like, hey, this is guaranteed. A lot of Spurs fans will say, I fear for us, we're going to get slapped up by Liverpool. They're going to come out all guns blazing. And I'm sitting there thinking, I don't even know how we're going to show up. I don't know if we're going to do anything. I'm sure we're not going to forget what happened to us with the offside that was incorrectly called, and the yellow cards for Diogo Jota, again, the red card for Jones. You probably say, yeah, okay, maybe it's a red, but then again, we've seen other tackles not been given red cards even before that and well after that as well. But, we move on. It is what it is, but we've been below par ourselves. Yeah, missing chances, conceding goals, for the last month at least, and we have not been great, and we need a good response against the Spurs team that just don't seem to be learning anything. Ange still plays this high line. Ange still plays with no defensive structure when it comes to his set piece setup. We don't need setup coachings and whatnot. And I heard Expressions having his rant post game, and he says, we don't have to worry about defending set pieces, but it's all part of the game. And again, I've heard some Spurs say as well, but we scored, Chelsea scored from set pieces. Yeah, Arsenal scored 2 goals from set pieces. It's like, it doesn't matter how you score your goals, you scored goals. That's the aim of the game. Score goals, win matches. Yeah, keep the ball out of your own net, put the ball into the back of their net. That's as simple as it is. And when you're scoring goals, you're winning matches. When you're conceding goals, you ain't winning shit. So, I don't see a game where Spurs defend deep and counter us, but could Ange surprise us in a way? I don't know. It's just who we are, mates. He'd probably just keep doing the same thing again. High lines all over the place. And maybe set pieces will play a part in this match one more time. And if they do play a high line with the ball, it suits us well because we can press them, force them into errors and hit them on the counter-attack and transitions. But that is a big if. Depending on who plays in this game, we could be in for plenty of chances for ourselves, goal-scoring opportunities, but scoring the goals is a different thing altogether. Now, as far as I know, Jota is a little bit out. Van Dijk is out. Van Dijk is a little bit of a worry. And I think Bradley's back in training, but we'll see what happens in the next couple of days. Maybe that they'll start the games. It is what it is. Salah, will he start after the hoo-ha from last weekend? Probably so. Klopp says everything's been sorted now, so you probably think he's going to start, and I don't see why he wouldn't start. His pace will be a key if the Spurs defense plays this high line, and if we're pressing them, will they be able to get out of our half? I don't see a game where we're at home and maybe Klopp might say, you know what, give them the ball, let them have the ball. They're going to press into our own half, just suffocate them, congest them, get the ball, and then hit them on the counter-attack, play balls over the top. Remember, you can't be offside if you're making a run from within your own half. So if they're going to be that deep into our half, then we could be in for a fire game with our attack if we're clicking. If the team knows what they're doing, we should be in for a good game. But at the moment, I'm just still a little bit, a bit short of confidence. I'm not sure what we're going to see from this Liverpool team come Sunday afternoon. But I just want to win this match. I just want to win this match. That is it. I just want 3 points. Take it to Villa next week, and then the final game at home to Wolves. Everything will be wrapped up. Just solidify third place, and then whatever the fuck. Have your celebrations for Klopp in the last game with at home and all that sort of shit. Just win this match, yeah. Dust these Spurs and this and that, and give them 4 losses in a row. That would be fantastic. Have them struggling for fifth, maybe. I know Chelsea are not far behind United in 6th at the moment, so there's still a bit of interesting, things to play there. Maybe it's a stretch too far for Chelsea this late in the season, but that was it. That's Liverpool and Tottenham preview, I suppose you could probably say. So yeah, I just want us to win. Liverpool just need to win this match. That's it. Get the 3 points and get out of there and go to Villa with the win, solidify third place, and be done and dusted with this season. I am out. I am done. Let me know your thoughts down below. Big ups to all the new subs one more time.
End the stream, Dave! End the stream! End it, blood! End